and welcome to Sports Buzz, your one-stop destination to all that's making news from the fields of sports in the country and globally. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let us begin with the headlines. National Sports Development Fund Department of Sports, along with Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, signs an MOU with Coal India Limited, CIL, in the presence of Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, Anurag Thakur. Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports signs an MOU with Coal India Limited, CIL, on sports infrastructure in the country. After India's emphatic win against England in the fourth test at the Oval yesterday, Indian cricket team jumps to the top of the World Test Championships points table. In US Open, Novak Djokovic keeps his Grand Slam hopes alive, beats American wildcard Jenson Brooksby to reach the quarterfinals. In the women's singles, Tokyo Olympics gold medalist Belinda Bencic enters quarterfinals as well. And the pride of the nation, the para-Indian athletes get a grand welcome in New Delhi on Monday after a stupendous show at the Tokyo Paralympics with a record tally of 19 medals. So starting with our lead story, National Sports Development Fund of Department of Sports, NSDF, along with Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, signed an MOU with Coal India Limited, CIL, in the presence of Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, Anurag Thakur, on Tuesday in New Delhi. The MOU is signed for construction of 3 hostels at SAI academies. On the signing of the MOU, Union Minister Anurag Thakur said that the signing of the MOU for construction of 3 hostels at Sports Authority of India SAI academies at Bangalore, Bhopal, LNIPE Gwalior will strengthen the bond between the Department of Sports, NSDF, and the Coal India Limited. The Sports Minister added that construction of these 3 hostels for sports athletes will bring ease of training and enhanced facilities for them. Anurag Thakur also appealed to all PSUs, corporates and individuals to come forward and contribute to the NSDF as part of their corporate social responsibility and be stakeholders in India's journey in becoming a sporting powerhouse for the nation.
With the outstanding performance of our athletes in the Olympics and Paralympics, we are delighted that more contribution is coming from the corporate sector. Coal India Limited has come forward to establish 3 sports hostels. One is at Bangalore, second is Gwalior, third is at Bhopal. And these hostels will provide facilities to our sportsmen who come for practice to be part of various camps and all. So they could be nurtured and trained to win medals in various international platforms, Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, as well as the Olympics are concerned for 2024 and 2028. This is a huge contribution from Coal India Limited to the tune of 75 crore rupees to establish these 3 youth hostels. And I'm glad that in future, Coal India Limited and Sports Authority of India will come together to have a joint sports academy to train players in future also. So let me first thank the Coal India Limited for their immense contribution in the field of sports. It will help us to establish good facilities, residential facilities for the youth and for the sportsmen.
And now talking about India's emphatic win over England in the 4th test at the Oval on Monday. By virtue of this win, now Indian cricket team has jumped to the top of the World Test Championship WTC points table with 26 points. And having won 2 matches with 1 loss and 1 draw, the ICC table also shows 2 penalty overs in the points table for India. Pakistan is at the 2nd position, while West Indies and England are at the 3rd and 4th position respectively. After suffering an innings defeat at Headingley, India made a terrific comeback into the contest on the opening day to secure only their 2nd test victory at the Oval. And mind you, this is after 50 years. As a result, the win took them to the top of the ICC World Test Championship 2021-23 table. It was a dramatic fifth-day finish at the Oval as India ended its 50-year wait for a win at the venue with a 157-run victory against England on Monday. India last won at the iconic ground way back in 1971 when it stunned the hosts by 4 wickets to clinch its first series triumph in England. Set an unlikely 368 for victory or more, realistically looking to bat out the fifth day, England were dismissed for just 210 on a blameless pitch at the Kia Oval. Haseeb Hameed made 63 before becoming the first of 4 wickets to fall for only 6 runs. India pace bowler Jasprit Bumrah was sensational, reverse swinging the ball at 90 miles per hour. The delivery he produced to bowl Johnny Bairstow was near unplayable. Bumrah ended with 2 for 27. Shardul Thakur and Ravindra Jadeja also took 2 wickets apiece, and Umesh Yadav picked up the final 3. Now, India need to avoid defeat in the final test at the Emirates Old Trafford starting on Friday to win this series in the UK for the first time since 2007. Next, Jasprit Bumrah produced an exceptional spell of lethal bowling that not only brought India back in the 4th test on the final day, but also helped the visitors clean up England well within the final delivery of the last day, on the last day of the contest. As England headed to lunch with 131 for 2 on the board, a draw was very much on the cards, with Haseeb Hameed and Joe Root showing no signs of nervousness then. After Ravindra Jadeja showed the exit doors to Hameed for 63, India sensed an opportunity. In came Bumrah, who produced 2 outrageously good Yorkers that cleaned up Ollie Pope and Johnny Bairstow in a span of 2 overs.
In the record books, Jasprit Bumrah's figures of 2 for 27 in the second innings at the Oval will look unremarkable. In reality, his performance was one of the most eye-catching of a series that has not been short of standout displays. On a pitch that was offering little to the seamers in terms of movement, the match looked destined for a draw as England reached lunch on the final day at 131 for 2 with Haseeb Hameed well set and the series' outstanding batter Joe Root looking comfortable. With the match in the balance and hints of reverse swing, Bumrah asked for the responsibility of putting the test firmly in India's favour. After Ravindra Jadeja showed the exit doors to Hameed for 63, India sensed an opportunity. In came Bumrah, who produced 2 outrageously good Yorkers that cleaned up Ollie Pope and Johnny Bairstow in a span of 2 overs. Pope departed for 2, Bairstow failed to open his account. From 141 for 2, the host had slipped to 147 for 6. The situation would have deteriorated even further if anyone other than Root had to face the final 2 overs of Bumrah's spell. Only a man in the form of his life could have denied Bumrah's next Yorker, with the toe end of Root's bat jamming down in the nick of time to keep out the heat seeker. Bumrah finished his spell with 1 more of those Yorkers, and again Root needed the toe end of his bat to protect his toes and stumps. England went on to be bowled out for 210, with Thakur picking up his 2nd wicket when he had Root job on, and Umesh Yadav finished things off from there as he collected 3 wickets. Having conceded a 99-run first innings lead, it was yet another memorable come-from-behind victory for India. With belief sky high, they will now look to secure their first Test series win in England since 2007, when the 2 teams meet in the final match starting Friday. Sports Desk, DD India.
Well, it takes real character to get a win like that of yesterday, and that is what Virat Kohli said yesterday in the presentation ceremony as well. So soon after India's historic winning exploits at the Kennington Oval, Twitter erupted in joy and series of tweets started coming in appreciating Team India on their win against England. In a tweet, Master Blaster Sachin Tendulkar said, and I quote him, "What a comeback. The boys just kept bouncing back after every setback. What a way to stamp authority on the last day when England were 77 for no loss. Way to go, guys. Let's make it 3-1, unquote. While BCCI Honorable Secretary J. Shah tweeted, and I quote him, "If Lords was special, today's win at the Oval is spectacular. Team India thrives on challenges and loves to overcome them." Congratulations to the entire group for an incredible performance. Jasprit Bumrah's journey to 100 test wickets has been phenomenal. Hashtag England versus India. That's what J. Shah wrote, unquote. Former Australian leg spinner Shane Warne has also congratulated Team India for beating England in the 4th test by 157 runs at the Kennington Oval in London. In a tweet he said, and I quote Shane, "Congratulations Virat Kohli and the entire Indian team on another terrific win. What you guys have all achieved together over the last 12 months is absolutely magnificent. Clearly the best test team in the world, and that title is thoroughly deserved as well. Long live Test cricket." That's what Shane Warne wrote on Twitter. And moving on to our next story now. Para-Indian athletes too arrived in New Delhi on Monday after a stupendous show at the Tokyo Paralympics. Hundreds of sports lovers had reached to welcome them in a grand style and celebrate their exceptional performance. Well, India bagged a total of 19 medals for the country. The glittering 19 medals, the best ever performance of India in Paralympics. More on this report.
After etching their names in the history of Indian sports, our para-athletes have returned home after making the entire nation proud at the Tokyo Paralympics. Indian para-athletes received a rousing welcome at the Delhi airport. Hundreds of sports lovers were waiting at the Indira Gandhi International Airport on Monday, where a humongous amount of people had reached to welcome them and celebrate their exceptional performances.
I'm very happy, thank you. I'm just focusing on now. Thank you so much. Thank you.
आप लोगों का बहुत आभारी हूँ, पूरे देशवासियों का। मुझे भरोसा नहीं था कि इतना प्यार हमें भारत की धरती पर रखते ही मिल जाएगा। तो आप लोगों की जो प्यार था वो ताकत बनकर यहाँ तक पहुँचा हूँ मैं। इस सब का मैं और मेरा परिवार सदा सब भारतवासियों का ऋणी रहेगा।
बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी है, मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है वर्णन करने के लिए। जो प्यार जनता ने दिखाई है, देशवासियों ने दिखाया है, मेरे पास कोई शब्द नहीं है। मैं दिल से धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ।
With the highest ever tally of medals, the superheroes have come home to a grand celebration. India concluded the campaign with a glittering 19 medals, with 5 gold, 8 silver and 6 bronze medals at the 2020 Paralympic Games. A record number of medals were won by the country's finest athletes this year. Sports Desk, DD India.
Four medals performance at the Rio Olympics in 2016, we could climb to 19 medals at Tokyo Paralympics in 2021 now. So to talk about this glorious achievement of our Paralympians, we are joined by Gaurav Khanna, para badminton coach, and along with him we are joined by Palak Kohli, para badminton player. Both of you guys, welcome, and first of all, my heartiest and our team's heartiest congratulations to both of you on this stupendous achievement. Gaurav, starting with you first. The last time you came on Sports Buzz, we discussed about your target of achieving 5 medals from your sport. That's what you mentioned, if I'm not wrong. And we have ended up with 1 silver, 1 bronze and 2 golds from para badminton's debut itself in this year. How do you describe this stupendous achievement, Gaurav?
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful achievement. Para badminton has made a debut in this Tokyo Paralympics. Although we had already higher level events like Asian Games and we were definitely waiting for this precious moments. And things have moved well, although including 3 gold, but somehow it's teams and players participated in Tokyo Paralympics. 6 of them reached the age of semi-final, and most they are also medalists in a way. But in other,
True.
there are 4 medals, and all the semi-finalists gets a bronze. But however, I missed 2 medals. Doesn't matter, but I'll just definitely come back more stronger in 2024.
Yes, we all hope that we achieve a bigger number, bigger tally next time. Now, India's total number of medals at the Paralympics before Tokyo, like I mentioned, was 4. Now, India won 5 of those, like 5 golds now. And overall medal tally has, of course, been 19. And it has been broken by a stunning record. Like, we never imagined that India is going to go 4 times more and come at this level. So now talking about all this and your achievements of para-badminton players, like we are joined by Palak Kohli, who's there. We'll come, Palak, to you in a moment. Overall, how would you describe the achievements of all your players, Gaurav? Are you happy with their performance? Gaurav, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you asking me? Sorry,
Yes, it is for you. It is for you. I'll come back to
frankly
Palak.
speaking, it's a mix of the feeling. As I told that my target was 5, and I was assuming that all those who are going to participate will definitely bring a medal in their hands. But I am a little bit disappointed because Palak missed bronze and the only participants in 3 categories. And it was a very close match, and just 22-20 and match, and they have already defeated the world number 2 player, so in any case, I was quite optimistic that they would also be fair in the form. But I think it did not move well, and we ended up 2-4, and it's just little disappointment for Tarun and for Patak and Pramod in mixed doubles. But it's okay, it's a part of sports, but we get everything every time. Palak has a lesson to learn, and already being the youngest participant in the event. So, learning from the mistakes, we will definitely come back more stronger.
Yes, right. Now coming to Palak Kohli, Palak you missed a bronze medal sadly, but definitely you got great exposure indeed. Lots of lessons to learn for the next Paris Paralympics, right, Palak?
Yes, definitely. There was a bit sadness for missing the bronze by such a close margin. But I think God has some good plan for me further.
Definitely.
I take a good learning from this event, as para-badminton has been included for the very first time in Paralympics. And so I feel I'm blessed to be the first Indian athlete to qualify for 3 categories in para-badminton.
True.
Unfortunately, I could not finish up with contributing towards a medal tally, but definitely I have got a lot of experience and a lot of learning as well, which will definitely help me up to go further with Paris 2024.
Yes, we wish you all the luck. Definitely these learnings are hard learnings, and of course after failure the taste of victory is even sweeter, let me tell you that. Okay, Palak, we saw that you tweeted on Teachers Day, a very nice emotional tweet for Gaurav. Anything that you would like to mention at this stage to Gaurav sir?
Like my journey in badminton, it just started because of sir. Like meeting sir, I think God has made a very good plan for me, and it's the destiny for me that has decided for me to play this sport, that is para-badminton. I met sir in 2016 outside a mall. That also in the city of Jalandhar.
Okay.
When I came to know that there is something called as para sports.
Okay.
And then he told me about para-badminton. Though it took me 7-8 months to realize that I can play it and I should try the sport. But the moment after getting rejected in my school competitions of sports, I just thought that I should try with sports, this para-badminton, and then my parents got in touch with social media and all.
Yeah.
And then I got reconnected with sir, and then starting up with the journey in 2017 of learning how to hold up a racket here in Lucknow and to making it towards the highest
sporting event
planet Earth, that is Paralympics.
Yeah.
At just the age of 18. I think that's superb, and the trust, the support that sir has provided me, I think my journey and the tag of getting that Paralympian and the youngest Paralympian, I think this was incomplete, and I don't even think that I could have achieved this if I would have not met Gaurav sir in my life. So definitely a great role sir has played in my life. I'm here, I'm talking with you guys, I'm becoming an inspiration for a million of girls of our
Indeed.
country and across the world as well. I
Yes.
think this has all been possible because God has made a good plan for me, and He has sent Gaurav sir in my life so that I can, get into this field and I can do wonders. And now we have our first professional para badminton academy of India here in Lucknow. That
Okay.
is Gaurav Connect Celia Badminton Academy,
Mhm.
where all the para athletes are continuously doing our training. And despite the situations of COVID-19,
Yes.
sir made arrangements for us, and we stayed in a bubble zone, and it was closed for all outsiders, and we continued our training. I think that is why we have come up with 2 gold medals and 1 silver and 1 bronze at Tokyo Paralympics.
Yes,
think-
indeed. So your coach has trained you very well under the tough conditions, and I remember discussing this with Gaurav last time he was with us in Sports Buzz. So Gaurav, coming back to you, talking about Suhas Elvai's performance. Well, would you like to tell me something about how difficult it is for a civil servant to also contribute to his daily routine and responsibilities and train for an event like this?
See,
I'm
first
sure.
of all, the event won't recognize your designation, your capacity, your talent. There, when you are on court, you need to participate and you need to deliver your best. And in order to deliver your best, there are various ingredients, requirements for every athlete. So Suhas, Suhas is also the same story. He met me when I was in a tournament in Azamgarh, and he was district magistrate and as the chief guest of that tournament. And he was just playing as a fun player, Shaukiya Khiladi. So I just played with him and I advised him to play professional para badminton. That is a story of around 5 years back. And afterwards, he also started playing para badminton. He transferred to Lucknow and did training. And now, Paralympian, of course, to become Paralympian, he needs professional training, he needs conditioning, he needs to work on motor abilities, he needs to work on skills and everything what is required in badminton. So definitely it's hard for him, but he has already proved himself. He is a silver medalist, and nothing we are. The facts needs no evidence, basically.
Yes, thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Palak, for joining us. We wish you, all of you, great, glorious achievements in the years ahead. Moving on in Sports Buzz, now updates coming from US Open. Novak Djokovic was again made to fight hard as he beat American wildcard Jenson Brooksby to reach the US Open quarterfinals and he keep his calendar Grand Slam hopes alive. The world number 1 overcame a poor first set to win a bruising encounter 1-6, 6-3, 6-2, 6-2. He was pushed by all the way by Brooksby, who was well supported by the full crowd on Arthur Ashe Stadium. Djokovic will face Matteo Berrettini for a place in the semi-finals. 6-seeded Italian Matteo Berrettini was made to work hard by qualifier Oscar Otte of Germany. Just like Djokovic, the Italian 6-seed lost the first set before making a comeback victory. The world number 8 won his pre-quarterfinals tie 6-4, 3-6, 6-3, 6-2. Tokyo Olympics gold medalist Alexander Zverev had the easiest route to the quarterfinals as he cruised past Jannik Sinner 6-4, 6-4, 7-6 to extend his winning run to 15 matches. And now talking of women's singles category, Tokyo Olympics gold medalist Belinda Bencic survived a scare to enter the US Open quarterfinals. Up against former French Open champion Iga Swiatek of Poland, Bencic survived a punishing first set tiebreak to defeat 7-seed Swiatek 7-6, 6-3. Fourth-seeded Karolina Pliskova mounted a strong defensive effort to send Russian Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova packing 7-5, 6-4 in the fourth round of the US Open, keeping on track her bid for a maiden major title. British teenager Emma Raducanu put in another devastating performance to reach the US Open quarterfinals as her dream New York debut continued. The 18-year-old qualifier yet to drop a set here, won 11 games in a row in a 6-2, 6-1 win over Shelby Rogers. In the biggest match of her life on the biggest tennis court in the world, Raducanu recovered from a break in the opening game to dominate in style. She will face Olympic champion Belinda Bencic for a place in the semi-finals next. And now in Sports Buzz, we are also joined by Sharad Kumar, Tokyo Paralympics bronze medalist in men's high jump. Sharad, welcome to Sports Buzz. We are running short of time, but I have to ask you, how does it feel? And please take us through your journey from these early days of struggling and now becoming a Tokyo Paralympics bronze medalist winner.
Thank you very much. The journey has been very struggle and good, because the fact is that I started doing sports when I was 12 years old, and I joined Paralympics Committee of India when it was 2008, and now it's 2021. I finally got my breakthrough only after 13 years now. So the fact is that I have seen days where there was no support staff or the support system for para-athletes, and now 2021, where the Prime Minister is sending off the team and even speaking to them when they're winning a medal, and also hosting and felicitating them when they're back to the country. So the fact that we are seeing so much of growth in para sports now is only because of the athletes who are performing so well. Initially, it started with one medal in 2012 when Jadisha won a medal, and then in 2016 when Variappan, Varun and Deepa Malik ma'am and also Devendra Jajare won the medals for our country. That motivated most of the athletes to become professional. And in this due course of time, the Sports Authority of India, Government of India came for the athletes and made us feel like, we are professional athletes. We might be doing something which is our passion, but then if we add professionalism to it, we might be able to showcase a wonderful act to the world and also win medals for our country, which is the most important priority.
We seem to have lost Sharad for now, but Sharad, definitely we hope and pray that you get glorious, glorious achievements in your next sporting career and biggest events in future as well. So that's it in this edition of Sports Buzz. We'll be back tomorrow same time with all the sporting action, and until we meet again, it's goodbye from all of us here. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.